Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Pink Fresh Fridays, where we'll all be using Pink Fresh from our stash to create our layouts today. And it is also Baby Got Scraps, where we will be using one 12 by 12 paper and our scraps, or a smaller paper pad. I'm going to use scraps today. I scrapped these two photos of my grandson Malachi, and they are from a screenshot of a video, so they're not really great, but I wanted to use them. And these four old, very old, I've had them a long time. Sizzix dies, it's luggage tag 1 and 2, file folder, and clipboard and holder. And then the rest, everything else, except one little tiny scrap of cardstock, silver cardstock, will be from the Pink Fresh. I'm trying to put stuff over to the side that I mostly forget to use. And I should have put one more thing there because you see that XOXO? I wanted to use that. And it don't make it on the layout because I forgot. And there's my scraps. And this paper here is from Up in the Clouds. So it's pretty old, maybe 2015. And I'm gonna do like a small grid layout, and that file folder, it's not gonna make it on the layout, mostly because it moved when I put it through the die cut machine and it's not straight and it has a grid and it kind of bugged me. If I think of something to put on top of it where it won't be noticeable, I'll use it sometime, but it won't be today because I don't think I ever picked it up again. The tags 1 and 2, I have both of them there, and there's a piece of paper. Well, it's laying over there in the tray. It's pink and blue, and it's got a slotted um, thing for a tag. It's a pocket tag, and it's slotted, and it made me think of the dies that are called the luggage tag ones. So I pulled them out, and I will be assembling them. And I used different scraps. I didn't have enough of different pieces because I was trying to pick ones that were more blue since this does have pink in the layout, and I wanted to put more blue or colors thereof in the layout, so I used scraps that would go more with making it more boyish. That's what I was going for, just a little more boyish. I don't use these tag dies that often anymore. I used to use them all the time when I made mini albums, and they were great to tuck in places, and they were so cute too, of course. But I'm glad I thought of them today because I kind of missed using them. I was glad to pull them out. That wider tag kind of had a flap on it, and I cut that off. I'm going to go ahead and use it with the circle cut out part hanging out, kind of like I would a tab, but it's not exactly a tab. But anyway, I'm going to use it on the other tag rather than not use it. And I went ahead and had more of the background cardstock showing. And it's a dark green with little ferns on it. I am thinking it might be, well, I know it's one of the little bit newer ones, probably 2018-19, but I can't think of the name of it offhand. Being just scraps makes it just a little bit harder. Most of the stuff, most of the scraps come from Let's Stay Home and Office Hours. Well, pretty much all the ephemera came from Office Hours. And my little grandson there, they are printing out. My son sent me the video, and he was so cute pulling the papers off the printer, but they were planning their vacation and made reservations and stuff and bought tickets in advance, because they're a little cheaper online when you buy them in advance. And they were printing everything off, and he was loving it. He'd get one off and he'd run over there with it and give it to his daddy, and then he'd look back over there and see another one come out, and he would go running back. I printed the two best screenshots I had. They aren't really blurry. They're not great, but they're not really blurry. So I wanted to make sure he was by the printer on them because, you know, that's the thing that he was actually doing, was pulling stuff off the printer and doing a really good job of it too. So that's why I'm using the office hours. Kids are just so cute when they're helping. Uh, the one of the dies was called clipboard and holder, and I'm using the clipboard there. I do have a larger die for a clipboard, and I really like it, but I like this small one too. So I'm just kind of tucking it behind the photo. I had cut out an entire sheet of like little note papers with washi tape on them, and I am using a few of them behind, well, in the little grid areas of this layout. I'm only going to do the 4 spots, and then I'm going to put my title on the left going up the side. In the ephemera, there was a pencil and it just says doing things on the banner. And I cut most of the white off and put it on foam tape, and I've got it there because he is doing things. He is busy doing things. And then I'm also going to have on here some of the puffy stickers because, yes, I remembered them. First one I put on there is mischief in the making. He wasn't making no mischief, but I couldn't resist putting that on there. And then wild child below that. And up there on the tag to the right on the top, it's going to be work from home, color outside the lines. And then I'm going to add, well, I'm adding that big, well, it looks like a ticket, but it's got the corners like a ticket, but it says take note, and I'm adding that to the back of it. And then I'm going to add one that I had, well, for a different layout. I'd cut the white part off, and it's more ideas than time, and I didn't go ahead and use it. So it was great that I could use it on this one and not have to cut the white part off. But aren't those tags cute? I think they are anyway, and I have loved them ever since I got them. Like I said, they work really well in a mini album, but they work good on a grid layout too, and tucked just about anywhere. These wooden, well, it looks like asterisks to me. I'm going to use quite a few, well, 3 with each little cluster. I started out just putting 2 on that one tag, and then I decided to add more, and so I put 2 on the other things, and then I decided I really needed 3. And so I used quite a few of them, and they are from 2015 because I looked when I used them. There was one little, and I'm pretty sure it was in Up in the Clouds pocket cards. And this one says, these little things, love. Well, it's got a heart in front of it. So it's love these little things. And yeah, I love the little everyday things because chances are, well, he's too young to remember anyway, but chances are they're not going to remember them. And that's why I like them, because they are everyday things and I want them to be able to remember them. Six Flags or something like that, they'll remember that really well. But I like to make sure they look through the album and remember the little things too. But while I'm putting little odds and ends on the layout, I want to mention that down there below you'll find the links to everybody that's doing the Pinkfresh Fridays. And they will be using either something from their stash or maybe they'll even have something new. And also you'll see the Baby Got Scraps. And they will all be using one 12 by 12 paper and smaller paper pads or scraps like I did on today's layout. So plenty of links and plenty of inspiration down there for you to check out. I got my title on too while I was talking, and it just says you got this, and that is from Oh What Fun, the Christmas collection. And it's a really cute font, and it being blue, it shows up pretty good on there. And yeah, the asterisks. Oh, the asterisks are not the last thing. I kind of thought that one little cluster down on the left needed a little something, so I pulled out a little, oh, it looks kind of like sort of maybe a ticket or something. And I put a tab behind it that says recorded. And then it was so white, I decided to make another little tab, just kind of hand make it. So one corner was already rounded, and I rounded the other one and tucked it in. But that's it. That's my layout. And of course, I had fun using it and using something that was really old on my layout. So that's pretty good too. And there is one. Okay, let's see. This one I left all the asterisks where they're at. I moved a couple around while I was sitting here chatting with you all. I moved a couple around. I noticed that there were uh, four on that one right there. I took the one on the right off. I left the ones over the little holes, so I am considering moving one of them though and putting something else there. Maybe an enamel dot over the hole. Or I might actually could put a string in there and tie it. I might do that. Um, and then there's two straight across right there. See them? Yeah, I moved one of them so they weren't straight across. So yeah, sitting here, it's amazing what all you can see that you totally missed while you were scrapping when you're editing a video and actually looking at everything on there except what instead of what you're working on at that second. But make sure you check out all the links down there below and have fun doing it. And pull out your Pinkfresh and or some scraps and have some fun. Have a happy scrappy week. Bye.